Today's fun fact is brought to you by Porter. Fun fact for the day. Did you know that by petting an animal, a dog, a cat, even a stuffed animal, decreases the stress level of both yourself and the animal? So whatever you're doing today, go ahead and give yourself a break, snuggle up to a furry friend, and enjoy that decreasing stress level. And ask yourself, how does this make you feel? How do you think this makes your animal feel? If it's a good feeling, do that more often. Okay, my loves. Good afternoon, Community for Exceptional Minds. Today is Tuesday, April 12th, and I just want to congratulate all of us in our journey together. I don't even know what day we are in quarantine, but I know that for myself, it has been such a challenge, especially right now because a lot of people are starting to kind of come out of quarantine, and I'm just not able to do that yet. My 15-month-old, he doesn't tolerate wearing a mask, and he puts everything in his mouth, and he goes up to everyone that he sees. So I really need to be a protective mama bear and still continue to stay at home, for myself, for my son, for my husband who still has to work. We're trying to really be as wise as possible to minimize the impact and the risk on ourselves and others, and we're just trying to do our part with the information that we have. So wherever you're at in quarantine, I just want to say well done. We have gotten through the month of April, felt like the longest month ever, but you know what, we just keep taking one day at a time, one day at a time. So I want to speak to you today on perseverance and what that means. There's so many ways that we each have to persevere through something unique. We're all persevering through this season together, wherever you're at. If you're with family right now, if you're, feeling confident enough to give people hugs, good for you. Make your own choices according to the knowledge that you've been able to open up for yourself. But the perseverance today, I don't have internet connection working at the home, but I've still been able to have Google meetings with my students in my classroom on my phone, and I broke down a 56-page PDF of my curriculum and broke it down into meaningful chunks. So I was able to post it on Google Classroom, and I got so frustrated, and it was just, I should just wait until tomorrow, but I couldn't wait until tomorrow to get these things done. So I persevered, and now tomorrow I get to spend a little more time. Hopefully the internet will be up and running, but I'm going to spend some time in the classroom tomorrow. I'll be the only one there. I've gotten some really crazy spider bites, so I'm trying to just be there about an hour a day. But perseverance, sometimes we see the reward of perseverance, and other times it takes a lot longer. But know that in this season of trials and tribulations, however you're affected by it right now, know that it creates perseverance, and perseverance produces character, and character hope. So really have hope, be of good courage, and just do what you can to stay busy, stay positive, just push away the negativity. There's a lot of negativity right now, but you know what? Rise above. Rise above. You can do this. So today I just wanted to have a really brief science experiment. So we're going to make fog, and anything with science, we just try to make as many connections as possible. So anytime that you're cooking, think about the states of matter, think about solid, liquid, and gas. And in this science experiment, we get to observe all three states of matter considering water, so the solid, liquid, and gas of water, and we get to experiment a little bit with the weather. So enjoy, but first I'm going to find my scarf and my shoes. Actually, let me just find that now. I'm going to be bold and wear a pink scarf, and I'll put on my shoes, but that takes a little while longer. So in our science experiment today, I hope you enjoy. And maybe at the end I'll read a book to you also, because I think we could always use a book. So I will see you soon.
Okay, my loves, if you would like to do this science experiment with me, you're going to need a few things. One is a tea kettle with parent supervision and a stove. Any kind of hot water proof container. You can use a glass container if you want to see the water, or a pot. You're going to need ice cubes and what I call a strainer. Okay, and make sure that you have parent permission if you are using the stove, or that you have someone in the home that can do this with you. Last, I'm going to put the lid back on so I don't get burned. And now we see the water is evaporating. So the water is coming to a boil, meaning that the water is taking on the form of gas that's coming through the tea kettle. So right now we have 3 states of matter. The water that I showed you inside the tea kettle. We have the gas that looks like steam or smoke. And we have the solid form, which is ice cubes. Okay, so I'm going to turn off the stove. I'm going to fill my container about halfway with the hot water. And make sure that you are practicing all the safety precautions when you're dealing with hot water. Okay, and then I'm just going to put my strainer with the ice cubes on top. And we know that this is the liquid state of matter that's inside the container, but I'm going to go ahead and just block any of that steam from escaping so that we can try to control the experiment just enough. Let's see if I have I'm going to use a clothespin. And I'm just doing this so that we can kind of block that steam from escaping, because what's supposed to happen, and again, no science is perfect, science is a process. So the input that we did was we created the hot water by applying heat. So that turned that liquid into steam, as we saw the steam, or it looks like smoke that's evaporating into the air. So we know that clouds or fog is actually a cloud that you can walk through. So fog is something where a cloud, because of atmospheric pressure and all the weather conditions, fog is low to the ground, enough to where you can walk through a cloud. It's really cool. So this experiment is supposed to kind of block the steam from rising, and this control of the ice cubes is supposed to block the steam and allow it to go into the air, but slower. So again, science is a process, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But right now, and especially if you're doing this at home, it's going to be really, really helpful if you're doing this at home, because you can barely see, but we have some of the steam is rising into the air more slowly, so it gets caught up together and it looks like a cloud, but it's really difficult to capture. I'm going to try to put a dark surface behind it. Wish I had something black. Let's grab. Okay, so I wonder if we can see this a little bit better. But again, if you're doing this at home, you'll be able to see that the steam, that's one state of matter called gas, is rising into the air more slowly because the ice cubes, solid state of matter, is blocking the water. So it's rising into the air, but more slowly. So again, we have 3 states of matter here. So whether or not you're able to physically see that we created clouds, we have liquid, we have gas that looks like steam or smoke, and we have solid, which is an ice cube. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I think we'll need to read a book because this science experiment didn't really wow all of us through a video. So let's read a book together and let's just finish on a positive, uplifting note. And remember, just stay positive. You are awesome. You've got this. Have perseverance, have hope, because it's going to build that beautiful character that I see in you and that I hope you see in yourself. Okay, so I've been trying to think of a really good book because our science experiment was kind of a dud. I think I want to connect the book I read to perseverance, and I want to give a shout out to anyone who is a senior class of 2020, and I think that we should read this book, Oh, the Places You Go by Dr. Seuss. I have this by the sink, which is where I give my son a bath, and I just read this to my son the other day, and I thought of our seniors. So shout out to our seniors. Let's read this together with the last few minutes that we have, and just think about how it connects to perseverance. Okay, so Oh, the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss. This book is just something to make you think about perseverance, and it's also an early congratulations to our graduating class of 2020. Well done, seniors. You're almost there. You're at the finish line. Finish well. Finish well. Oh, the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss. Congratulations! Today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you aren't the only guy or gal who'll decide where to go. You'll look up and down streets, look 'em over with care. About some you will say, I don't choose to go there. With your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you're too smart to go down any not so good street. And you may not find any you'll want to go down. In that case, of course, you'll head straight out of town. It's opener there in the wide open air. Out there, things can happen and frequently do to people as brainy and footsy as you. And when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew, just go right along. You'll start happening too. Oh, the places you'll go. You'll be up on your way up. You'll be seeing great sights. You'll join the high flyers who soar to high heights. You won't lag behind because you'll have the speed. You'll pass the whole gang and you'll soon take the lead. Wherever you fly, you'll be best of the best. Wherever you go, you will top all the rest. Except when you don't, because sometimes you won't. I'm sorry to say so, but sadly it's true that bang-ups and hang-ups can happen to you. You can get all hung up in a prickly perch, and your gang will fly on. You'll be left in a lurch. Until you come down from the lurch with an unpleasant bump. And the chances are then that you'll be in a slump. And when you're in a slump, you're not in for much fun. Unslumping yourself is not easily done. You will come to a place where the streets are not marked. Some windows are lighted, but mostly they're dark. A place you could sprain both your ankle, or both your elbow and chin. Do you dare to stay out? Do you dare to go in? How much can you lose? How much can you win? And if you go in, should you turn left or right and 3/4, or maybe not quite, or go around back and sneak in from behind?
Simple it's not, I'm afraid you will find, for a mind maker upper to make up his mind. You can get so confused that you'll start in to race down long wiggled roads at a break-necking pace and grind on for miles across weirdish wild space, headed, I fear, toward a most useless place, the waiting place. For people just waiting for a train to go, or a bus to come, or a plane to go, or the mail to come, or the rain to go, or the phone to ring, or the snow to snow, or waiting around for a yes or no, or waiting for their hair to grow. Everyone is just waiting. Waiting for the fish to bite, waiting for wind to fly a kite, or waiting around for a Friday night, or waiting perhaps for their Uncle Jake, or a pot to boil, or a better break, or a string of pearls, or a pair of pants, or a wig with curls, another chance. Everyone is just waiting. No, that's not for you. Somehow you'll escape all that waiting and staying. You'll find the bright places where boom bands are playing. With banner flip flapping, once more you'll ride high, ready for anything under the sky, ready because you're that kind of guy or gal. Oh, the places you'll go. There is fun to be done. There are points to be scored. There are games to be won. And the magical things you can do with that ball will make you the winningest winner of all. Fame! You'll be famous as famous can be, with the whole wide world watching you win on TV. Except when they don't, because sometimes they won't. I'm afraid that sometimes you'll play lonely games too, games you can't win because you'll play against you. All alone. Whether you like it or not, alone will be something you'll be quite a lot. And when you're alone, there's a very good chance you'll meet things that scare you right out of your pants. There are some down the road between hither and yon that can scare you so much you won't want to go on. But on you will go, though the weather be foul, on you will go, though your enemies prowl, on you will go. Though the hacken cracks howl, up onward, up many a frightening creek, though your arms may get sore and your sneakers may leak. On and on you will hike, and I know you'll hike far and face up to your problems, whatever they are. You'll get mixed up, of course, as you already know. You'll get mixed up with many strange birds as you go. So be sure when you step with care and great tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft, and never mix up your right foot from your left. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98.75% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. So, be your name Baxbum or Bixie or Bray or Mordecai Ali Van Allen O'Shea, you're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting. So get
on your way. Persevere. Love you, especially to our graduating seniors. It's the end of this book, but your journey is just beginning. Proud of you.